Kia ora, Helen Brahms coming to you live from Mesa in Arizona. Hope you're having a super fantastic sparkling start to your Fun Friday and also Finish It Friday. We have two things on Friday to do. We can always do more if you want, but two things, fun and finish. Two F's. I've had a super fantastic sparkling start this morning. I started off with an amazing training session this morning. It was incredible. It was hailing super fantastic sparkling golden nuggets. I have to give kudos to who did we have? Jim Packard and George Campbell. Campbell? Hang on. I've lost my notes already. But Jim and George were fantastic about talking about the 80-20 thing when it comes to getting activities done, and I so related to all that they said and talking about consistency and stuff. So it was an incredible day talking about how 20% are wired to just get in there and get things done, and 80% of us, we struggle with the consistency thing. We're always looking for the next thing and floating from one thing to another. It was an incredible training session. So thank you, Jim and George, for that. So Fun Friday and Finish It Friday. So first of all, the Finish It Friday portion. So today is about clearing the desk for the weekend, getting rid of those little tasks that you haven't finished yet. It's my Friday is basically set aside to clear the desk. It's looking at what was my to-do list this week, what did I not get done, and can I get it done today so I can finish the Friday on a high note. So I look at, say, at my task list, and I might have, like today I've got like 4 things on there. So what I'm going to do with those 4 things, I'm going to take a picture of something that I want to do as a reward, and I'm going to cut it up into 4 pieces. And as I finish each task, I get to put the picture back together again. When the picture is finished, I get whatever's in the picture. So, for example, some people might have a burger on there, or I'm thinking pizza tonight. So I might get a pizza and cut it up into quarters. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I haven't decided what my reward's going to be today. For me, it'll probably be food, but I haven't ordered food in in several weeks. So I may do that tonight. I haven't decided. But whatever it's going to be something that I really want and that I can work towards. It could be watching a movie. So finding a picture of the movie poster and cutting it into 4 pieces. And they can be 4 pieces however you want them shaped. It does not have to be 4 equally portioned pieces. But I know some people will have to make sure everything is proportioned. Me, it's just like get the scissors and go. As long as I end up with 4 pieces, we're good. So actually, I think I'll do that tonight. What movie do I want to see? I might do a movie tonight. So whatever it is that you want to do this evening or this weekend, depending on if you want instant gratification or delayed gratification. Instant gratifications for us 80%ers, delayed gratifications for those 20%ers. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you had to be there. Get the book, The Consistency Chain. It was an awesome hearing from the authors of that this morning. But yeah, I want the instant gratification. So today we're talking about, so that's the Finish It Friday, getting those activities done, getting them off the list and everything else so that your desk is cleared. So when you come in Monday morning for your next day of work, you have a clear desk. You don't have, oh my gosh, you're not thinking about things over the weekend about, oh, I should have got that done, should have got this done. No, your desk is clear, your to-do list is empty. You can enjoy your weekend with whatever it is that you have planned for this weekend, then come on Monday and you've got a beautiful fresh start. Now, some people may choose to do their Friday on Saturday, and that's okay. Some people like to do 6-day weeks. I like to do 5-day weeks. So now about the fun. So the fun, I have a really cool story from Chicken Soup for the Soul. Think positive, live happy. Today it's all about opening the door to joy. And I read this story and I started cracking up laughing because this story takes place in Vegas. And I remember similar situations happening when we were in Vegas with a trip that Brad and I did. So after I read the story, I will then tell you our funny story. So today it's all about fun, and it's fun with travel stories. So in fact, some of the stuff in the story I related to so easily, especially the part about the European bathrooms. So we want you to put your funniest travel story in the comments below so we can all find the humor in it and have a good laugh as well with you. So opening the door to joy. So the quote is from Madeleine L'Engle. A good laugh heals a lot of hurts, and laughter is definitely the best medicine. I am totally on board with that. When Brad was in hospital, whenever he was in hospital, and which was a lot, over the 9 years, 8 months, and 3 days. We always found stuff to laugh about every single day, because we found laughter to be the best medicine. And after his first surgery, when he had the cancer cut out and they put a temporary ileostomy in, we had to wake his intestines up. And part of my job was to help him exercise every day. So I always made sure that we had something to laugh about, because if we got the good belly laughs going, good deep belly laughs are really good aerobic exercise for your internal organs. And if you're hearing thumping right now, it's because Zeffie is playing with her Kong, and she has it in her mouth, and she's throwing it around the room and then pouncing on it. And if that thing hits my foot and I go, ow, you'll understand why. Because it's a thick, hard rubber. But she's now laying down on the floor trying to get that last little piece out of there. It's amazing what happens when you can pull a Kong out. But anyway, so we always found reasons to laugh, because laughter, a good belly laugh, is a aerobics exercise for the internal organs, and it helped massage the internal organs and help wake his digestive system up. Even when he was feeling the crappiest he could feel with the NG tube, which is a nose gastral, a tube they put in through your nasal passages down the back of your throat into your stomach to pull the bile out of there, when the intestinal system was blocked and it was all backing up into his stomach, and he had this big pouch. But I tell you, that stuff coming out was the best thing ever, including the time when the poor doctor had put it in there. We attached it to the pump, and he didn't have the lid on properly, and this room just went whoosh, all over. So this poor doctor and I it's like 11 o'clock at night, and this poor doctor, we get in and we start cleaning the room from all over the walls, the floor. It did not get Brad's gown nor his bedding. It just got the floors and the walls. So the doctor and I spent probably a good hour there scrubbing this bile off the walls and stuff. Most people think, oh, that's gross. We were cracking up laughing like crazy. And it was, after 11 o'clock at night, everybody's trying to sleep, and all we can do is laugh. But yes, that was one of our funny episodes. We had lots of them. But anyway, opening the door to joy. Okay, so this is a really cool story. My best friend swears I miss my calling as a stand-up comedian. I'm not sure about that, but I do know that humor has often helped to carry me through rough times. I faced my biggest challenge yet when my beloved husband passed away last year. Humor was part of the fabric of our marriage. Totally relate. And every day I mourn our private jokes. Often it took just one word to get us both laughing and recalling a silly event from our past. John and I tended to laugh at life's adversities. When we traveled, we returned home with funny stories to savor and share. Friends commented that funny situations seems to follow us around, waiting to spring on us. But I say it's all in the viewpoint. So why not put a humorous slant on life's absurdities? I remember laughing through some frustration during a tour in Europe. With each new hotel, we puzzled over how to turn on the shower as well as how to flush the toilet. Oh my gosh, we had so much fun trying to figure this out in Prague and then Budapest. So much fun trying to figure that out. We'd giggle as we would inspect the various knobs and handles, pushing, pulling, and twisting this way and that. We started a contest to see who could figure it out first. Once I scanned the entire bathroom for the toilet flush, then John said, "What's this?" He pointed to a big silver plate on the wall about 1 foot tall and 2 feet wide. I had thought it was just Spain's idea of modern art. Recently, I ventured out on my first trip since John's passing, with a good friend by my side and a sense of fun beginning to blossom again in my heart. We were headed to Las Vegas to see our favorite performer in concert. Many people view airports as the pinnacle of all that is irritating. I don't. I love people watching in airports. But with the right attitude, they can be good for a few laughs. I have to tell you a funny story. With airports, I love people watching and making up stories about different people that you see along the way. And the more animated they are in various moods, the more entertaining it becomes. As I posed in the security scanner with my arms akimbo, an alarm sound pierced the air. What now? I'd skipped the underwire bra, having learned the hard way that havoc can be wreaked by the wrong undies. This time, a pat-down and visual scan revealed that my shirt sported just a little too much bling. So watch your bling, ladies, going through security. Let the fun begin, I quipped to Karen as we strolled toward our gate. Vegas is all about bling. After a smooth flight, we touched down and trundled ourselves and our luggage into a cab to endure a hair-raising ride. We adhered to my long-standing taxi mantra, just don't look. Once checked in, we took the elevator up to our hotel rooms. Key cards clutched in our hands, I wrestled with my key as Karen opened the door to her room and kicked her suitcase inside. I wasn't surprised when my door wouldn't budge. In response to our phone call, a helpful young man soon appeared with a new key. As I poised to dart into my room, freshen up, and let the vacation commence, not quite. It turned out the door was actually broken. A special door fixer had to be called in. We didn't know they had special door fixers. We just called them maintenance. I could have thrown a mini fit. After all, I'd just gotten off a long flight, been tossed around in a taxi, and waited in a tedious check-in line. Instead, I rapped on Karen's door and informed her deadpan, okay, the door is actually broken. She stared at me in disbelief, and we burst out laughing. Once the door was restored to working order, the hotel manager paid me a visit. Thank you so much for your patience, she said. We're going to comp you $100 in food and beverage credit for this inconvenience. Who says keeping a sense of humor doesn't pay? That evening, Karen and I had a fine time spending our credit, gleefully perusing each menu before choosing just the right restaurant for a splurge. The casino pulsed with activity, and tall stalls offered us a great viewpoint for people watching. I snapped a photo of Karen's burger crowned with a fried egg, and so tall it looked ready to topple over. It was over the top, just like the rest of the sputtering city. A feeling crept over me, a familiar, almost forgotten emotion. Happiness. Just as I started to feel guilty, I recalled my grief counselor's wise advice. Don't stop your joy. I could miss John and still keep a light heart. In fact, I could honor him by continuing to face obstacles with humor and grace. That evening in my room, with the door now working, I closed my eyes, envisioned John's smiling face, and shared the crazy highlights of my trip so far. I pictured him listening and laughing along with me. That's by Kim Johnson McGuire. That is a really cool story and reminded me so much of a trip that Brad and I did to Vegas. We actually rented a car in Los Angeles so we didn't put the miles on either of our vehicles. And while Brad followed me in his Yukon, I drove the car up to his mother's place so we could get our stuff and get on the road. And when we got out of the car, he said, "Oh, how was it?" And I said, "We're going to get into trouble with this car." Little did I know what this weekend was going to entail. So we get into the car, we start driving, we get up to Valencia, and we go under this bridge. And then a couple of minutes later, red flashing lights in the mirror. It was sort of like, oh my gosh. And so the officer pulls us over. He comes around to the passenger side window where I am, because Brad had actually gotten onto the freeway. He'd stopped off Valencia for some reason, and then he'd gotten back onto the freeway, and he accelerated to overtake a truck. What he didn't know is on the bridge above us, as he did this, there was a cop there with a little laser gun, whatever, a little radar thingy, clocked him speeding, but didn't notice that he overtook the truck and then slowed back down again. And so his mate down below got radioed, and he pulled us over. So the guy comes to my window, and he goes, "Good afternoon, sir and ma'am. How are we doing today?" And I go, "Super fantastic and sparkling, officer. How are you today?" With a big grin on my face. I'm laughing because a few hours beforehand, I'd said to Brad, "We're going to get into trouble with this car," and we've been pulled over for speeding. So we got all that thing taken care of. We got to Vegas. Everything was going fine. We went to the event that we were attending that day. Then the next day, we moved over to the Palms Hotel. We pull into the valet area there. We get out of the car. We open up the trunk. The bellhop comes over, takes our bags out. And Brad and the valet comes over to get the keys. And Brad goes, "Oh, they're in the ignition." The valet goes over, pulls on the door handle. And by this stage, Brad had closed the trunk, pulls on the door handle. The car was locked, and the keys were still sitting in the ignition. So we called up the rental company. They said, you can call AAA or whatever. So it was going to be a 2-hour wait. So our car is sitting in one of the lanes of the valet parking area, and there was like about 5 or 6 or 7 of them. There was a lot of them, and our car is completely blocking this lane. So the bellhop says, "Don't worry about your bags. I'll take care of them. I'll come back and check up on you and all that." So I said to Brad, "Well, while you sit here and wait," and it's like 90-something degrees outside. I said, "While you sit here and wait, I'm going to go get us checked in, and I'll grab some food for us because we didn't have lunch at this point. I'll grab some food for us and something to drink, and I'll be right back." And so I go in, get us checked in, go grab some, they had these really nice little fruit platter things. I grabbed up some water, went back out. We're sitting there having a picnic on this little wall thing, on this little half wall thing. by the parking area in front of the hotel, looking at our car blocking this entire lane for the valet. 2 hours go past. The bellhop keeps coming out every now and again, checking on us. Are we okay? Finally, they turn up. They unlock the car for us, and we go inside. We find the bellhop. Oh, the bellhop sees the guy come over the car. He comes over, takes us inside. We've got our keys. We go up to our room. The lock wouldn't work, and all the lights came on, which basically meant the battery's dead. So the bellhop gets on the phone for maintenance, explains the situation to them. They said, "Yeah, we'll be right there. We're waiting 20, 30 minutes." The bellhop says, "Screw this." He says, "Come with me." So he takes us back down in the elevator, takes us back to the front desk, explains the situation to the girl at the front desk there. She then says, "Well, I'm very sorry for the inconvenience, Mr. and Mrs. Brahms. We're going to upgrade you to a suite." We're like, "Oh, thank you very much." And so she issues us with the keys, writes the number on the packet, and off we go again. We get up to the room. The key, again, would not work. And I'm like, well, they're different lights, so it's not battery lights. This is different lights. And so the bellhop sees the housekeeper there, calls the maid over and gets her to open the room. He walks in the room, and I can see a rollaway bed standing up on him waiting to be wheeled out. He walks in the room, turns around and says, "This is the wrong room." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And I walk in and have a look, and it just looked like a regular hotel room. It was not the suite. And so we go back down to the front desk again and explain the situation to the person on the front desk. And they issue us with a new set of keys, another key packet, and this time it had the room number on there again. And I looked at the room number and remembered what room number we'd been to, and somebody had transposed the last 2 digits on the key packet we'd had previously. So we get back up. We've got this gorgeous 1-bedroom suite. It's a corner suite. It's got floor-to-ceiling windows everywhere, bathroom, master bedroom, the whole thing. We're looking at the back side of the strip for where we are, down on the parking area and all that sort of thing. And they actually ended up comping us a night. We was like, well, thank you very much. They ended up comping us our resort fees. They said, "You're not paying resort fees." So we were still paying we had booked into the room at $49 a night. So we're paying $49 a night for a suite, and we're getting our resort fees comped. And so we thought, well, this is really good. So we stayed there 2 nights. Come the morning that we're supposed to leave, we wake up in the morning. Of course, there's this beautiful white comforter on the bed. And across the top of the desk and on the bed is all this gray fluffy stuff. And I'm like, what the hell is this? And then we realized that it had blown out of the AC vent onto the bed, this gray dust stuff. So when we went down to check out, we went up to the desk and said, "Oh, and how was your stay?" And we said, "Well, actually, we woke up this morning, there's all this gray fluffy stuff that was on the bed, all over the desk, on the floor of the bedroom and stuff. It had come out of the AC vent." She goes, "Oh, I am terribly sorry." We ended up paying just $49 a night for 1 night instead of 2, getting our resort fees comped, and we got a suite. Because we also let them know, "Oh, you might want to get maintenance to check the shower door because it doesn't close properly, so the water ends up on the floor." And there was something wrong with the toilet roll. Oh, the toilet roll holder fell off while we were there. So that was our entire trip. So it cost us $49 to stay 2 nights in a 1-bedroom suite in the Palms Hotel, Resort and Casino Hotel in Vegas. And we got a speeding ticket out of it, and we locked the keys in the car. But it was a super fantastic, sparkling weekend. We had a great time, got to catch up with a lot of people we hadn't seen for a while, and we attended 2 amazing events. But, that was our trials and tribulations, and you get these along when you go traveling. And to me, you can go on vacation, but your vacation doesn't become a true adventure until a mishap happens, and then it's how you react to that mishap that's going to determine, is this a botched vacation, or did it just become a really cool adventure that we can look back on and laugh? So take time out of your day to laugh at some of the silly things that happen. If something happens that upsets you, find the humor in it. Turn it around. Because when you turn it around, you're now improving your day by find that spark. When you find that spark, the fire ignites. If you find that spark and blow it out, it's going to take you longer to get that fire to ignite, and you can enjoy the rest of your day. So don't let the little things become the big things. Keep the little things small and deal with them with a positive attitude. Be grateful. You remember yesterday we talked about gratitude? Be grateful for going through that mishap or that bad experience or whatever. Turn it around. Be grateful for it, because it's a learning process. It's how we deal with situations. Do we deal with them with humor, or do we deal with them with frustration and anger? Which one would you rather be? Up here with the level of joy and happiness and love and laughter and gratitude, or down here and everything going fine, and yes, you get those bumps in the road, but how you deal with them will take you to yet another level of happiness and joy and gratitude and blessings and abundance and everything else. Whereas if you decide to deal with the frustrations as a frustration and get upset and get annoyed about it, you're not going to go very far. You may end up going backwards and being down here. So where do you want to be? Do you want to be up here, or do you want to be stuck down here? I'd rather be up here, and that's what it's all about. And even my shirt today, I don't know if you can see it, don't let anyone dull your sparkle. Don't ever let anybody dull your sparkle. Find that spark in you, ignite it, because that spark can ignite amazing, incredible things for you. Have a super fantastic, sparkling, fun Friday, and finish it Friday, and we will catch you guys later today. Hei kona.